On Chick Smooth. My man Chick Smooth is in here. Chicks, I want to be on Chick Smooth shit tomorrow.
I'm getting ready to do some back end stuff. And again, I wish everybody the best. And I'm gonna keep saying that. Like Joyner, I hope you drop a fire ass No Friends in the Industry remix to Drake, because obviously that's how you feel. uh Jesse dropped some acoustic song, whatever it is. Jason's numbers go up. I'm like, that's the place I'm in. Whatever is gained from it. I got a great situation out of this after I got a lot of, which is interestingly enough, and I'm so disappointed in Joyner, is he know his fan white. I have all these white men in my DMs trying to threaten me and everything else. Like, you cool and you comfortable with that. You keep talking to me about your son, but you got to understand, I'm Marie's child. So you got all of your fans telling me, oh, I'm gonna see you, I'm gonna see this, I'm gonna see that. I have a real family. I have a real brother. So it's like, even the conversation where he was going, oh, I would have approached you being very aggressive. I'm like, listen, I'm a woman. Like, where are we going with this? Like, I don't do street protocol. I don't do none of that street etiquette shit. That street talk, that gang banging or anything else. I am a normal woman in business who happened to work with certain individuals that I saw as entrepreneurs. And that's how I see them. But it's like, for you to sit and now you got all these white people playing in my thing, a majority of them with fucking red Magna hats. Like seriously, to a black woman, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. And you want to just joke on Twitter instead of having the conversation. If you really wanted the resolve after it was over, I was like, yeah, hit me afterwards. He has my number, I have his. He hasn't answered his phone. We can have the conversation. You can see exactly where it went. But that's not a conversation you want. You want to just keep tweeting my Dolce and Gabbana ad, which those impressions are actually going to help me. And I think my numbers are going to go up next time I do something for them. So
Thank you.
There you
So
go.
last
That part.
question.
Aaron, can I ask
Hey,
about your
Yeah,
timeline?
people
go
are
ahead.
saying
Yeah, hey, this is Dr. Goddess. I'm up top. I
Hey,
just wanted
Dr.
to,
Goddess.
yeah, I have on a black t-shirt, and a bun. I just wanted to know because I'm brand new to this. What is the timeline between when you contracted with Joiner's group and like when the work started and when he started to complain? Because it does seem like there's some unrealistic expectations that
hmm
was.
Okay. So I believe it started with, I'm sorry, I want to give you the exact every single date. It started from March 2005. He reached out. There was a lot of things at the time
15,
he didn't have.
2015.
2015. There was a lot of things that he didn't have from his Twitter. His Twitter wasn't correct. To get that verified, he didn't have an Apple Music page. To get that set up, to have him at events. We were probably in together. It wasn't even 2.5 months of working so far. It was 2.5 months of us going in, and we weren't even complete or done. 2.5 months. And from that, I get it. And this is a conversation, I have transparently with people now. And this is why I don't do new talent, because we live in this microwavable age where, like he said, I saw her put her arm around Nip. The thing is, yeah, when I put my arm around Nip, I didn't really, Nip put his arm around me. nip
Thank you.
had Nip had I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I built Nip. Nah. Nip had a foundation. Nip knew what he wanted. So it made it easier when somebody knows the vision, it's easy for you to turn into Picasso and help paint it. So it's when you don't really know what it is and you're trying to get radio, you're trying to I set up meetings, like emailing ICM, because at this point I'm like, you know what? I really need to get him a booking agent so he can start doing these because college dates are coming up, so he can start touring and he can start going from there, and he should be good. But it wasn't even a full 3 months of work being completed, and he was upset. It's like we still had more time. It wasn't even done, but that's something that unrealistically, and he took it as he internalized it. When I say this, and for people who are in PR and who like run a business, that feeling where, say, somebody orders something from your site, and then they send you a DM, hey, I placed an order, what's my tracking number? Like, girl, you placed it 8 minutes ago. Or there's the other person who, when you are in PR, where it's like, okay, I didn't get this, I want to be on the cover of Double XL, I want to be on the cover of this, I want to be on the cover of this. This is not going to happen overnight. I worked with Nipsey for over 6+ years, and there are people who said no at first, and then those no's turned to yes. The same thing with YG, where people would call him a gangbanger and everything else, and have all these negative connotations about him, till he had a real set up card table situation in the middle of Bloomingdale's. So it's like, excuse me, not Bloomingdale's. What is it? Bergdorf? Yeah, he had a real situation in Bergdorf where it's yellow tape. It looked like dice, the whole nine. It's something that takes time. I'm all for growing. I'm all for growing with an artist. But the only thing I'm not going to do is that disrespect. Is like, that's not the way you get somebody's attention. I wasn't ignoring your call or anything like that. Like Victoria lost her life. And I understand this was a time he needs to talk to me and everything else, but my cousin lost her life to lupus. Like, I need, like, and this is not for sympathy, this is me just being transparent and everything else. I have to deal with my family too. I spoke to Sean. Like, that's who I was in communication with. I didn't talk to Joyner every day. It was a line of communication that went through his management, but he didn't allow it to be done because he was so frustrated. He was not even he was frustrated from that party because people weren't giving him the same attention that they were giving Dave. He's like, man, I don't even want to be here. Like, nobody's really. I said, it takes time. Give it a second. Introduce yourself. Like, it's not gonna happen overnight. Yeah, they know
Mhm.
Dave. You know why? Because he played basketball, and look at the way he looked. He be with that shit. So it's like, it's coming.
And he
It's
was on
coming for you.
time.
Yeah. And I
That,
don't even. Yeah. It's
yeah,
just
that
like,
red, so that red carpet event that occurred within the 2.5 months, and
yes.
he started posting about you on Twitter after 2.5 months.
And then I was literally in the hair salon, and somebody sent it to me, and then me and his manager got on a call, and I recorded it from my other phone, and he's like, he's upset, Karen. He's like, Karen, nah, like, he's about to have his baby, like, he really wants to pop. And I said, okay. And you know what? That should have been a red flag for me, and said, you know what? I can't do this the way that you want. I hired all of these people. I'm just going to give the money that I got from my company, um, for taking upon this. I can give back to you, and let's just take it from there. That's the transparency on my end I should do. And moving forward, that's
Mm.
a lot of the conversations that I have, because I'm not a, I think it comes to a point, it becomes too much of miracle working, or people see things and highlight. I mean, Instagram is highlighted to be much, to be like the curated content where it looks real easy. The shit is never easy to send out those cold call emails to hit them. Now you got to fuck with him. You got to what's up? I need him to come on the show. I need this. It takes time to snooze and to schmooze with all of these people, and he wasn't okay with that. So I'm like, now looking back at it, because I don't say mistakes, I say lessons. I should have said, hey, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. you know these people were brought onto your team. They're being utilized, but I'm going to remove myself from the situation. The my payment that was made, I'm going to return back to you guys, and you should move forward with working with those folks over there. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's how I see it, and that's the only way for me to keep my peace. Because when I say, like, people don't have access to you 24/7, I mean that. He thought I was trying to play him. I'm not trying to play you, and I really mean that. Like, No, people really, artists and certain people think 24/7 access. To this day, I'll have people wake me up in the middle of the night. Hey, Karen, did you see this? Did you? I'm like, no, no, let's create boundaries, please. And boundaries is not a bad thing. And I'm not going to feel bad for that. Like, I'm not one of the guys that can go to the studio, hang with you all night, then go back to the crib and go back to this. I'm a woman at the end of the day. I have to go home to my man. I have to shower. I have to lay down in my bed. I have to pray to my God. And I have to have my own sense of life.